So the past 2 years has been weird.
Well, she's mine. Yeah, she's mine. Well, I love that little girl with the bright red hair. Well, Miss Lindy, my Miss Lindy. Well, I love that little girl with the bright red hair.
From 2020 to today has been the craziest period in my life ever, and it's only getting crazier each month. Just to give you an example, over at LoudFace just this month in December, we managed to close huge brands. We have a couple more slated for January and December. In March, I'm moving to another country. It's getting really weird. I sat and reflected on what actually got me here and the different lessons that I learned from this year specifically, and I thought that I might as well set up the camera, record it, and maybe some of you guys find it helpful to know what I've learned and maybe you can apply it to your own lives. So lesson number one, family is everything. I've never been closer to my family than I've been this year, and not to say that we weren't close before, but this year has just brought everyone together really tightly. And I noticed that as my family got tighter and closer, then my motivation and my drive has just doubled as a result from that. My drive and motivation has been at an insane levels forever. And that's one of my winning factors, is that I have this insane drive, and imagining being doubled because of me being closer to my family. I feel like I have even bigger responsibility to make my family proud, to provide for them. There's a lot of stuff going into this. I've gotten close to my brothers, my parents, and we are all just so much tighter than we've ever been before. So I'll leave it at that. Lesson number two, there's no such thing as balance. My LinkedIn feed the past year has been filled with these people on LinkedIn talking and trying to teach us how important balance is. You know, try to have 50% work, 50% free time, and the alternative of that has been that we find our own balance, and that could be as simple as maybe 10% of your time is for work and 90% is for free time and recreational, or the other way around. And I always find that entire concept of balance to be bullshit. There's no such thing as balance if you have a goal that's really hard to achieve. Now try to tell an athlete that wants to be the best footballer in the world, for example, and try to tell him that it's not healthy to work every day. Imagine telling an athlete that it's not healthy to train and try to be better every day. That would sound insane, because everyone knows how much training and working out it requires to be one of the best. And not only that, but you have to have at least some level of talent added to that. Why is there any difference with business or anything else in life? Why do we give this pass to athletes that it's okay that you work out 24/7, but what about the rest of people that have a goal that's really hard to achieve? Why do we not give them this pass that it's okay that you put in this time and this effort and energy to achieve this? And it's just a funny concept to me why we give these passes to different career paths. But for me, for example, I do nothing else but work, whether that is business or personal. Now in business, I of course have a business to run. I'm starting up a couple more, and anyone that has been in a startup knows how much work actually goes into a startup. I mean, it's day and night. And on the other hand, I have my personal development, so working out, journaling and writing, reading, learning, whatever it is. I mean, there's so many stuff that goes into my self-development that I don't talk about and I keep very secret. That's what makes me fulfilled. I feel fulfilled by working on myself, my businesses, and that's what makes me feel like I have a purpose. Lesson number three, environment is everything. And you've heard this 1,000 of times, that you become what you hang around with, or you are what you eat. There's 1,000 of these sayings. And this is not just something that we tell people, it's a literal truth. So if you hang out with people that has one way of thinking, what over time will happen is that you will eventually but gradually adopt their way of thinking, and before you even know it, you will have the same way of thinking as these people that you are spending a lot of time with. So something that I'm going to talk about in a future video is that I'm moving country. So I'm moving away from Sweden after spending 22 years here, and the reason for that is to change environment and a ton of other reasons. And always try to put yourself in a new environment. If you are a person that's really heavy on your self-development, try to change your environment until you find something that makes 100% sense. Lesson number five, purpose and fulfillment before happiness. Now, during a long period in my teens and also my pre-teens, I struggled a lot with my mental health. And a question that I always kept repeating to myself day after day, what do I have to do, or what do I have to achieve to finally be happy permanently? You know, I really thought that happiness was some goal that you could achieve where you're happy for the rest of your life until the day you die. That was my real idea of happiness, that it was a permanent thing, that when you do something or you achieve something, you will automatically get happiness in your life. And when it dawned on me that happiness is nothing else but it's just a boost in your mood when something great happens, and you get this boost and then you come down and it fades out and you come down to your base level. I'd rather work on this base level and increase that, which is possible. And I do that by working on my purpose. What is my purpose and working towards it, finding stuff that makes me feel fulfilled and not just happy. That's a huge thing that I think a lot of people would benefit from. Relationships equals success. Creating relationships gives back more than you can imagine. For example, I love to talk with clients. I love to create connections and bonds with clients, and you're actually creating friends like that. And what happens is, now that a bond has been created between two people, you look after each other, or at least subconsciously, there's this instinct that I need to look after this person that I've created this bond with. And what happens is that, let's say that you run a company, this client that you've created a bond with, they will, as soon as they get an opportunity to refer you, they will refer you. Because why would they not refer that person that they made a bond with? And the same thing applies to personal life. So friends, family, or whatever type of a bond you create, it comes around and it gives back to you, and you actually create a tribe, a team that actually fights for each other. And the last one, number 7, is giving before taking. Now, this is a newfound passion of mine, and it's not something I learned this year. It's been running around in my mind forever, but I recently started to implementing it really aggressively in my life, where if someone asks me for help, I will try to do my best to not say no. So whether that's a family member or a friend, I always try to make myself available to a reasonable extent and help them with as much as I can. And same thing in business. I have started to over-deliver 100% of the time. So when I get the opportunity to over-deliver for a client, I over-deliver. This gives back so much. If you only understood that karma is a real thing, what you give comes right back to you. And in a lot of ways, it comes back double your input. It's actually better than what you provided the person with, giving before taking. And yeah, see you in the next one.